People, deluded, I'm back again. I can see 40 odd of you waiting, people. So here it, people. Yeah. 0 to Southampton. Southampton 1, Arsenal 0. We're out of the FA Cup in the 4th round. Now, for me, it's disappointing. You know, it doesn't, many people might not have the FA Cup at the top of their priorities for the season, but I personally believe once you're in a trophy, you have the duty to, you know, try your best, win it. You know, when you've actually won this trophy previously, I think you owe yourself the right to go as far as you can. Personally, I would it actually says 1-0 to Arsenal. This is how you know people, you know, it was that, you know, Arsenal actually have what the title is wrong, people. So I apologize for that. That's actually being fixed now. Shout out to the Donny in the comments that helped me. I wish that was the case. He's saying it can't change it now. So we're just gonna have to continue. I think I can do that via Google. Give me 1 sec, people. Shout out to you who saved me. As you can tell, I just wanted to get in and out of here, people. I don't really want to be sitting here. We've lost. Like, what more can I tell you? Look, we've lost. We've lost. We've lost. No, we've lost. So let's see, 0 and then a 1. That should do it. Love for doing that, my guy. Like I said previously, but yeah, people. As I was saying, if you haven't seen it already, Southampton 1, Arsenal 0. As I was saying, you know, we're holding on to the FA Cup. We deserve the right to defend it properly. To go out in the 4th round for me is unacceptable. To go out in the manner we kind of did, you know, we didn't get back, we didn't lose 5-0, but it's disappointing because take nothing away from Southampton and how they played or didn't play. There's too many things within our squad we can point at as to reasons that went against us. So to go out in the fashion we did was upsetting. To go out at the hurdle we did was upsetting, you know, to kind of be, and this is where I want to see the mentality. I'm going to apologize, people. Apologies for that. Are we still having internet problems? I don't know what happened there. But as I was saying, people, it's back to square one. I want to see these guys react. The game has been and gone now. How do you react from this? Go and put in a performance. But in relation to today, my first initial I don't know what's going on with my internet again. We've gone so it's crap now, people. The implants or did Danny Ings in particular for me caught my eye. A lot of people did quite well for them in that regards. I can't take nothing away from Southampton, but it's another defeat. And much like the defeats we spoke about in the league for us, people, no matter how you can, how I don't know what the fuck is going on, but after today, we're going fully to Ethernet, man. Nothing's going right, bro. Nothing's going right for me at all, people. At all. Technical difficulties. But as I was saying, people, it's different. It's upsetting to go out in the manner we did, people. We went out, we're out now. You know, there's many things. So I might as well jump straight into my thoughts of the game, people, really and truly. Allow me to share my screen with you guys. 1 second. So yeah, in regards to this game, people, I'm gonna start with my ending thoughts. My ending thought, first and foremost, we don't have the luxury of rotation. We have to rotate players. You know, if certain players played and got injured, certain fans can never be happy. We did need to rotate players, but we clearly can't rotate to the scale we have been rotating previously. I mean, other teams can, because as we've previously seen, when other players aren't having good games, when other players aren't in the squad, we drop off, and there was too much rotation. I'm not going to harp on about WILLIAN and this guy and that guy. We'll get onto it, but I just simply feel, it's shown that when you take one or two players out of this team, even Smith Rowe, who weren't in the squad in any capacity, Aubameyang might not be in form, but he's been scoring goals. We've got a problem. Every player out there was appalling today and was poor, but I feel the fringe players, again, you all know who's in the team on a regular basis. Those individuals did not take their opportunities with both hands. We know when we rotate a team, we're going to lose a lot of fluidity. We know that some players are not actually match fit because they haven't been playing too much and whatnot. But at the end of the day, you have a chance, go and show it. We all know the players that played today and the ones that didn't take their chances. I'm not going to harp on about it. Ultimately, I feel there was an air of complacency, mainly off the back of the fact that we've been winning games and all of those sort of things. I'll get to the super chats. I haven't missed them. There's an element of complacency because for me, take nothing away from our previous victories and the run of form we have. I said this, Southampton, for me, we need to be looking at these two games, playing them on Tuesday, whether we win, lose or draw as a European tie. That's two clashes for me. And plus it's the precursor, to what is going now to be an even tougher run of games. With all due respect to Southampton, it doesn't get better past these two games. We got to deal with Southampton on Tuesday, and obviously today, who are we playing on Sunday? Manchester United. And then the runs of games. We've got several trips to the Midlands. We've got the Europa League. So again, it's all fun and games, with all due respect, beating Brighton, beating Newcastle, beating West Brom. But when you've got to do it against teams that are well coached, well engined units and performing good, you've got to show it. And we bottled it today. We bottled it, and it's as simple as that. That's why I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated to go out. It's not the end of the world, but it's frustrating to go out at the fourth round of the cup, people. Second chance of potentially going out. Obviously, we all wanted to win it again. We can't always win, but I wanted to at least get to Wembley, at least get to a proper stage or play a proper side. Due respect to Southampton, we didn't do that. Credit to Southampton and Hasenhüttl, they wanted it more. Their things worked. Unlike us, I think they started the game well. I think second half we could have probably scored, but again, we was poor. Everybody was all over the place. I feel second half, all over the game. I feel Holding and Gabriel all over the place. That ball over the top, they couldn't do it. There was too much of a gap between our centre halves, too much of a gap between our fullbacks and centre halves. Our fullbacks are pushing up and not really knowing when. Our midfield is just anonymous and they're running all through it. Our attacking options are anonymous. The best way to describe Pepe is frustrating. He shows you some good moments. He shows you some dodgy moments. WILLIAN just isn't at it. And it's the less of two evils. Both players just aren't cutting it. I don't feel Eddie was as poor as people are making out, but again, doesn't offer much. Again, whatever way you look at it, players just not taking their opportunities. And I'm disappointed in the fact of we didn't start the game well enough, because how many of you sat here for my previews? We sat here just before the game kicked off, and what did we say, people? We said Southampton start game strong. We say there's a lot of goals within the 20-30 minutes. Lo and behold, what did we see? In fact, even in the game we played at the Emirates, there was a goal in the first 20 minutes. So again, we knew what to expect. We knew similar circumstances. Please make sure you hit the like button, people. We knew what to expect. So it's like we're either not doing our homework, or players are being given homework and they're just not taking it in. And this is why we can't progress. I'm keen to see how these players react now. Tuesday's telling for me. Like I said, this game's been and gone. We knew a defeat was going to come at some point. So it's how you react. And like I was saying, this is what I mean by the old games are previous now, are irrelevant. They need to show me some consistency. They need to show me some consistency. Every player was poor today. The manager's tactics bewildering. No players have to be rotated and things. But again, I think it's more the players that were given opportunities, and the players were there. We're missing Smith Rowe. Aubameyang's not there. This guy's not there, and that guy. But there was enough out there. I even love Martinelli, but let's keep it true. Martinelli was poor today. El Nene's made the stupid mistake that's led to the goal, and fundamentally it's his fault. But away from that goal, it's not just El Nene's fault, because away from that, did we do enough to win this game? If it wasn't going to be El Nene, and again, I'm not defending him. If it wasn't to be El Nene today, it was going to be somebody else. You saw it, struggling to play 5-yard passes. People are getting caught in possession. We're playing out from the back and losing it in dumb positions. If it wasn't going to be El Nene, it was going to be somebody else, people. So again, the mindset isn't there, people. It took us about 10 minutes. I don't know why that says pens. It took us about 10, 15 minutes to wake up, people. Unlike Southampton, they started strong. James Ward-Prowse, I don't know if he meant it, but it's like he saw Leno off his line and tried to be cheeky and put it in. They started off stronger than us, people. We did, we didn't get no football playing. We didn't earn the right to play. We didn't try and make it difficult at St. Mary's. We didn't look like a team that's trying to defend the cup, trying to defend the lead they're going on. Like I said about this being a very hard game, recognizing that and standing up. I saw everything from Hasenhutl's men, and I think their game plan was all right. But I think we even, not to sound sour, I think Southampton fans will agree, we flattered you lot because how poor we was playing, sort of thing. You did see, even in the first half, the one thing Eddie did okay at a moment was press, and you saw Fraser Foster keep out. There was moments in that second half we huffed and puffed, but ultimately that's the case for us. And I keep saying we are playing this exact same way, people. We played the same way we played today, obviously a bit different, but the same way we played in the Crystal Palace draw, and they didn't take their chances. We played the same way we did against Newcastle to a degree. In the second half, we changed it, and we played the same way against Crystal Palace. So when we win, lose, or draw, we're playing the same way. For me, I wanted to see us start stronger. I didn't want to go down to definitely have to wake up. I feel we've failed to start a game strong enough. We failed to learn from the last time we played in opposition. We failed to just mentally be at the game. The passing weren't there. Tactically, nobody won their individual battles. It was just collectively a cocktail of shambles, people. And I don't really blame Arteta for today, apart from probably keeping certain players on for 90 minutes, because I feel, yes, rotation came into the team, and we can say, why are you playing Willian? Why are you doing this? These are all valid things, but I think there was enough out there to get a better result and play better. I feel there was enough out there to show more, and I feel squad players that have been in and around the team did nothing to seize their opportunities, people, really and truly. Nobody took their chance today. It took us about 10 minutes to wake up. Again, we still can't break down low blocks, or if not low blocks, well defensively drilled sides. As you saw, it's very difficult to break down Southampton. Their foot came off the gas naturally in the second half, and we had more of a look in, but we struggled to break them down. And really, the best threats we were having when it was balls into the channels, they were causing issues. On the right hand side, when Pepe earned the corner out of Bertrand for no reason. On the left hand side, where Gabriel had a couple of opportunities, and obviously Gabriel had a lovely opportunity to control and take it on his left foot, or definitely strike it a bit more, and he failed to do that. He miskicked it. They had our best chances at a period in the game for me, people. As I just mentioned, the comment about balls into the channel, I think you could immediately see Gabriel is very rusty at centre-half in particular, with a couple of the touches and things he's doing. We deserve to go 1-0 down because we have not started the game well enough, people, and it's in familiar territory. Cheap goals, another goal inside 30, and it's meant to say unneeded here, just an unneeded goal, like just a cheap mistake. And that's been a case of us in the Premier League, and it's followed us into the FA Cup. It went under Leno. Cedric and Gabriel Martinelli, they might have got closer, maybe potentially. Maybe there's other things, but I feel it's fundamentally El Nene's fault, because El Nene is dilly-dallying in possession, people. It's as simple as that. They deserve their goal, though. Maybe not a cheap goal to that standard, but they deserve their goal. Ward-Prowse has started well. Kyle Walker-Peters is causing problems. I think Ings worked very well. How he didn't get a goal, no. He hit the post at one time. They deserve it because they started stronger than us, and they started strong. Again, it's the same old slow starts. And again, this has been a case in a couple of our previous games, and we couldn't break down Southampton. So these are themes that, whether we've won, lost, or drawn, are still unanswered questions. And today we didn't answer it. Even at 1-0 down, I'm still looking at my TV and I'm still saying in the live stream, wake up. We weren't at it today, and it's going to be a lot of in-house searching, because we're not going back to London. We're staying in a hotel for Tuesday, so a lot of you have to do some soul searching. At halftime, I'm sitting there, people, and firmly just thinking, once again, we're playing ball, but it's self-inflicted goals. Take nothing away from Southampton and their start and how they played, but I think we've self-inflicted. I feel El Nene made a mistake, but I don't warrant a scapegoating thing, because again, away from that mistake, were we doing everything to get into the game? And if it wasn't going to happen there, it would have been elsewhere. I feel there is no midfield. That's one thing I will blame Xhaka for. There is no midfield at all. We're not doing nothing in that regard. Willian's also a part of that. I feel there's no energy. The transition is very lackluster. It's just poor. As I kept saying, and I keep saying, self-inflicted and cheap mistakes, struggling to make basic passes, where a club that wants to play thinking football, that's a concern. Once again, we're struggling to break down either low blocks or well-engined units or well-coached sides, as you have seen with Hasenhutl's men today. Another first half ultimately not offering anything. What saves did you really have to Fraser Foster have to make, really? Ultimately making the game harder than it needed to be, and again, fundamentally, players that were given a rare opportunity, nobody's taking their chance to lack submit a first team place on a regular basis. I feel, yeah, I hear why Cedric weren't poor today, in my opinion. Like, he was poor as everyone else, but I hear what you're saying about he can fill in that left back. But again, I do want an natural out and out left back. I'd rather Saka play there at a push, because you can see someone who is firmly right-footed on that left-hand side. And I feel Martinelli was too narrow today. Cedric, when he did go forward, he wasn't being hit. But again, he's not making the right runs. I did feel, to be fair to the fullbacks and the wide men, when they're being given passes, it's behind them. So again, struggling to make passes. We're struggling to play out from the back. Positionally, we're all over the place. We look like a bunch of strangers, really and truly. And I know rotation and taking individuals out the side, especially as delicate as we are as Arsenal, you're going to see these things, but it shouldn't happen to that standard. And that's where I mean by, you lot don't need to understand it's a squad game. This is why you need someone like Odegaard in any capacity, because if Smith Rowe, for whatever reason, isn't in the team, guys like Willian, they're not up to standard. Listen, I think people are being quite harsh on Pepe. Personally, I feel he was poor today, but I don't think man are making out that it's all his fault. I think he was definitely better than some attackers. Saying that, Pepe's incredibly frustrating, and between Pepe and Willian at this point, I'm done talking about them. I'm done talking about these players. Fundamentally, it's what I always tell you, and these men are hot and cold. They'll have some good moments, they'll have some bad moments. When the time is needed now, and it's time to carry on with certain things, they struggle, which we did today, people. The only players I have expectation on is Partey. You see, just when Partey coming on, Partey lost the ball quite a few times, but just by coming on and playing the ball forward, you saw the difference. If it's not Partey, Saka, who put in a lovely ball at the end, Gabriel, who was rusty today and has to hold his hands up, Martinelli, who was anonymous, and Tierney and Leno and things like that. I don't believe in some man, because they will show you a couple of good games, they'll show you a couple of iffy games, and you naturally, every team will have a few of these individuals. When that's the case for probably about 80-90% of these individuals, it's a problem. On the best of days, we struggle to say we have a convincing 11 that can do top 4 and do things like that. But the squad game is also something. The immediate goal is to have a first 11, but the squad, and again, it's problems for us. We haven't got a good enough rotation. I get it, because people can get injured, people can get injured and things like that, but we really can't afford to rotate people. I feel, to be honest, in the second half, I felt they began to get tired naturally. Southampton would. They're committing themselves. I think there was periods where we're all in their half, like you can see in the 60 and 70 minutes where they're all behind the ball. I did think they were going to get a second, because there were incidences. Our defensive shape, as you lot saw, was evidently extremely poor, people, fundamentally. The best chance of Eddie is when Pepe laid it to him, and even Eddie and Ketty, there's one chance I'll afford him a luxury, because it hit somebody else, but his shooting boots, what's going on? I'm not going to get onto Eddie, because there's barely any chances created, even though I don't think much of Eddie, but you've got to take some of these chances, work the keeper. And Eddie, I've got to the point where these Eddies and Willians, they're Willian more so, they're poor, but I'm not looking at them anymore. I have to look at the manager and say, why is Willian playing 90 minutes? And getting fit and you want confidence, but keep playing the likes of Willian, harming us. Because when it's Pepe, and I'm not saying right or wrong, when it's Pepe, you're dropping him out. So why are we relying on Willian? Yeah, Willian's got 90 minutes in his tank now, but what has that helped? He doesn't deserve to start against Southampton. And I don't want this to all be on Willian, because he's not alone there. There's 11 players. And I don't feel there's a single player in that squad that can leave that field and say they couldn't have done more. Out of push, I'd say Leno. I couldn't ask Leno to do nothing. And his distribution, an area where I think he's quite weak at, was spot on today. As I said, the fringe players were poor, ultimately complacent. All the team was all over the place. But in particular, for me, centre-half, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Couple of ending points as well, people. We all know, ironically, what winning this trophy did for us last year. We were happy because it's a trophy. We thought it was a precursor, and that Arteta's come in. There's a bit of togetherness. It's the FA Cup to this season. It can be the top 4 and beyond next season. Ain't happened. We were happy about that. Were the club or people above us, were they happy that we qualified for the top 4 for top 4 purposes? I mean, for Europe, for top 6 purposes, or were they happy that we get into Europe? I mean, for Europa League, or are they happy that we get into Europe and the finances? We're in trouble now, because now you have to finish, ideally, by God's grace, as unrealistic as it is, in a top 4 place. We all know that for the dreaming, we probably have more of a chance of winning the lottery than Arsenal finishing there. So now we need to finish in a Champions League place, people. I mean, in the ideally Champions League, or in a Europa League position, or make the Europa League final, or there's no European football. And we all talk about rebuild. We need to understand, we're at a time where, yes, our owner's a billionaire, but the club we're led to believe is very delicate financially. So we've got to watch every penny. And you saw how much it took just to get party and stuff. So if we're not going to get Champions League football, we're in further trouble, people. Ultimately, we deserve to go at the FA Cup. As I said at the start, it's disappointing that we've gone out in this manner. Listen, I've got nothing. There's nothing wrong with losing. I hate losing. Everyone should hate losing, but it's the manner. If we lost today and Southampton were the better men, fair play. And they still were the better men. But again, we're looking at it like, yeah, Southampton were great. They were this, they were that. They were great. They weren't great. This guy was good, whatever. But then you look at it, you look at Southampton, and then you write Arsenal on the whiteboard, reasons why they lost today. You can probably find 10, 15 reasons, centre halves and wide men all over the place. Anonymous midfield, front, extremely frustrating front three, to put it nicely. Collectively, just simply a shambles, to put it nicely. That's all you can say in regards to that, people, really and truly. Like, we deserve to lose. Like I said, credit to Southampton. They did what they needed to do. I'll give them credit, people. They deserve it. Congratulations. I want Southampton personally to win it now. I don't mind losing to the team that took us out. At least we lost to the champions. So Southampton, go and win that. And to be fair with you, did Southampton not have 2 games this week? I know they rotated the team, but I'm probably sure a bunch of their individuals played today and a bunch of them will play on Tuesday. Aubameyang missed out due to personal reasons, but you don't think Ings got 86 minutes or something? You don't think he's starting against us? Forget about it. You don't think you're not going to see Ward-Prowse, Ryan Bertrand, who actually might even be an Arsenal player, but come Tuesday, they're going to play against us. So congratulations to City. There are lessons to learn in this game, but for me, will these players learn it? Because the very things that happen is very much becoming a case of different game, same result. Just the only thing that's different is the team, because I don't want to sound like a broken record, but just yesterday in a live stream, I did my half-season review. And when I was talking about the Premier League games of Wolves, of Villa, of Leicester, all these games, the common theme was stuff today. Switching off, not concentrating, cheap mistakes, handing over points. And of course, this is the FA Cup, but that is the theme of this football club. So again, until you lot until you lot play with some pride, until you lot show us something, it's not there. We're great when the pressure's off, Brighton, West Brom, all these games are easy. Chelsea, I'll give them credit. It is what it is. We can talk about individuals who are blue in the face, but for me, it's just a poor collective. We don't win. We don't win as a single team. We don't lose as a single player. We don't win as a single player. It does I hate when football fans do this. I'm not talking about don't scrutinize and praise and critique fairly individual performances, but it's almost like, oh yeah, he played poor, but his poor wasn't as bad as his poor. Let's laugh at him. Let's get on to him. That's dead. We played poor. We hang everybody out to dry, and it was an atrocious game, people. It's Europa League or bust, or you're hoping we can finish in a Europa League place. But if that doesn't happen, we're in problems. Like I said, people, congratulations to Southampton. Southampton won, Arsenal 0, people. It's like there's really nothing more to say in that regards, people. So I might as well hear what you guys are saying as well. Let me remove my screen, people. I hear a lot of you lot talking about this Balogun thing. So let me go and look at it, man. I've seen it. I'm not going to sit here and cap, but just for you who hasn't, people, Balogun, for what it's worth, we all know Balogun's a troll, people. For me, you should have just sold Balogun and Nketiah. Really, just get the peas. I'm sure you've all seen Balogun's Twitter antics. I haven't got time for it. On one hand, I respect it, in it. Let me save my points for it and just show you what I'm going. Share screen, as you can see, but I'm not going to show you the vid. But at the time, this was posted 7 minutes after we lost, people. This was posted 7 minutes after an Arsenal defeat. Now, he's allowed to post what he likes when he posts it. But let's be honest, there's specific timings around, and he does do it. And he has done it, 7 minutes from time where we've lost, 7 minutes from time where 7 minutes after the game where we've lost. It's not worked out for us. It's not happened. There's question marks about the strikers and things like that. Balogun has posted this. Now, on one hand, I respect my first hand. This is me personally. I respect it because you're not rating me. Obviously the contract thing has a part to play. Man will say if you sign a new contract, you might be in it. You haven't signed one. That's why he's not there. But then his side is saying he's not signing one because of situations like that. So it's a bit of push and pull. Personally, I said it, I think he's gone. Not that you lot don't know. I think he's gone. But it's fair, and like I said, on one hand, I respect it because you found out that you should have really brought me for the FA Cup anyways. You found out for whatever reason Aubameyang has to leave the squad. You can make 4 subs in this game. You've got 2 goalkeepers and really 1 out and out striker on the bench. You're not rating my thing. People need to know I'm a star, and I just bagged a hat trick. I should do this. I watched the game, people. He was superb in that game, as was Miguel Aziz, as was Ryan Elaboso on the right hand side. Ben Cottrell was buzzing. It was a very good result for the 23s, and our under 18s have won 4 goals to 1 or something today as well. And Mari Hutchinson and all their man there stood up to be counted. So I get it, you're not rating my team. I want to play football for Arsenal. I'm going to show the players what I'm on. But we all know this is Mesut Ozil antics, people. This is how you rile up the people. Oh, you're playing NKR and you're not bringing Balogun. How dare you? How could you? He's riling up the people. And I don't know if it's him posting it genuinely, just being a naive teenager, or his agents being selective, but it rubs people up the wrong way. You could say it lacks humility. Personally, I respect that. I like a man that believes in his own source. When you actually get a chance at Arsenal or elsewhere, you better show it. But I believe in Balogun, and I believe if I was him, I'd do it. But on the other hand, people could say he lacks humility. Ultimately, it's a talking point that we don't need to speak about. Do you get it, people? It's unnecessary from Balogun. I respect it, but I do understand how people can say it's unnecessary. And the club shot themselves in the foot because Balogun, as I said in the summer, I think he's off because he ain't signed a new deal. He's stuck playing 23s football. His age mates, whether they're playing the same role in him or him, they're all going out on loan. You look at it: Swanson, Swanson, Smith, Ballard, McGuinness, John Jules, Oli Yinka, all of them different in Coyle, all of these men around the same age or at the same stage. Yeah, they've all gone out on loan. There's not been a proactive approach to Balogun's future. Has been quite reactive. Him and Kiddo Taylor Hart, they're probably going to leave, people, and that's 2 L's. We should have secured Balogun's future in the summer or before that, and he goes out on loan. Kiddo had a poor season. He was one of the scholars that was earmarked for potential, and he's still got incredible potential. This is why a lot of people are looking at Kiddo. But last season, his first year as a scholar, he didn't have a best of years. So maybe that's why when he turned 17, he didn't get the automatic pro and whatnot. It was just clearly a case of staying injury free, because obviously, even watching our preseason games, he's looked a different player and he's been amazing. And now he's probably going to leave, because what's the point? There's no pathway for you. You should have sold Balogun if it became clear with this. You should have showed Eddie as well. Get your money, because, it is what it is. I'd love Balogun to stay here and play, but, this is the antics Balogun's come with, innit? So I respect it. I would listen. I salute it, really, because I believe in my own source, and I love it, really. I'm a messy guy, really, but at the same time, there's no need in it. There's no need. You can see how it riles people up the wrong way. Personally, I just want to see the end to this. I can accept players leaving, but I just want to see the end to this. I'm tired of this. I've seen Thierry Henry leave. Come to an agreement or keep it moving. I blame the club because, again, make cash. Simple as that, people. So that's what I believe in the Balogun thing, just to shut you lot up that are taking me in and things like that. Big up yourselves, people. Please make sure you hit the like button. I see a lot of you locked in. Let me get into them super chats. I don't miss those things out. Big up yourself, B, as well. I see you've become a member as well. Ben, I appreciate you. Made in Brooklyn has said, Arteta's team selection today was utterly disrespectful to our status of holders of the FA Cup. Shocking decision, considering the FA Cup win was the only positive on his CV as a manager. And I do think, when it comes to knockout competition, I do think Arteta has showed some inexperience, people, because when you look at the way, do you remember when we went out of the Europa League against Olympiacos? I feel the players effed up, but I feel Arteta's inexperience showed. And like you said, for me, listen, I understand both elements, because I understand that I don't know the first team environment in it. We have been playing a lot of games, we're unaware of the true fitness, and we have had to rely on the Smith Rowes, the Sakas, all of these guys ridiculously. Squad rotation is required. That's why I always say in my videos, my guy, we need all of the squad. We can't write off anyone. But at the same time, while I understand that, and some people would have cried if there's injuries, like if Saka started and pulled down with cramp, would say, oh, why don't you start him? Boom, boom, boom. I get that. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. So yeah, that's one side. On the other hand, I fully agree, bro. It's like, for me, I don't understand bringing on Partey when the damage is done. I understand starting Partey. You start Partey. You start, for me, you start Partey, and then if needed, he comes off. What good is it? You start him again. Pepe and Willian, lesser of two evils, but I think they both let themselves down. But definitely when it comes to playing Partey, when it comes to the decision in hindsight at left back, I would say, yeah, man, I fully agree. He could have played a stronger team. Again, Aubameyang's out the team. I think he should have started Lacazette and Saka potentially should have started in hindsight. Definitely, I'd say Lacazette and Partey. I did think Saka was going to move to left back for this game personally. Like I said in my preview, I didn't feel we'd see the rotation to this degree. Southampton played a strong team and they're probably going to play a strong team on Tuesday. So I fully agree with you, man. It's shocking. It's a because we've eliminated ourselves. As good as Southampton may or may not have been, we've eliminated ourselves, my guy. We've contributed to this defeat. It's as simple as that. We've said, all right, cool. We enjoyed winning it. It's all right. We're out. That's what we did. Marcus said, not very good today, were we? Facts, my guy, to put it nicely. I'm aware there's some other super chats. Big up yourself, Jack Gallagher. You said, DG, I know it's a squad game, but our rotation squad isn't even championship quality. And Nketiah, Willian, and Pepe, what are they offering? Good vibes, my guy, I guess. I don't know. Maybe Willian's giving Arteta money off or free meals at his restaurant. Maybe that's why he's always playing. I don't know, man. From what I hear from people who's been, I hear Willian's restaurant makes some good food. So I'd understand it. And obviously, Arteta's got a family as well, so it's always about saving a couple bucks and things like that. And I'm sure the other players are keen to get on that. On a serious note, I agree, man. Like, again, this is kind of what I was saying earlier. Like, you all can recognize, or some people can recognize, you need a squad. Some players need to. Our team shouldn't drop off in quality to the amount it does when Tierney isn't there, like against Palace, when Smith Rowe and Saka aren't having a good game and we're looking at the bench, or like today. On one hand, I don't feel any of these players took their opportunities, my guy. But at the same time, could we say maybe they did, but they're just not levels? Like, they're trying as hard as they can. They're just not levels. Like, personally, you knew Nketiah was going to start because you just heard pure fighting talk in relation to Nketiah from Arteta all week. He's saying he's ahead of Balogun. He's done very well. He might not be in the team right now because other people are performing, but don't sleep on him. We knew Eddie was going to get his chance. Another one again, all three of them, you have to take your chance, whether you've got a run of games or not. But in hindsight, maybe there's something Arteta could have learnt, my guy, because he played three man that are lacking match fitness in a game that's going to be extremely physically demanding in Southampton. Could he have learnt that? But I do agree with you, people, my guy, in that what are they offering? Pepe, I'm not going to lie, I think people are onto him unnecessarily. I'm still onto him, and I even think myself, like, I don't think he was good enough. But I don't think he deserves to be lumped in with Willian. I feel Pepe and Nketiah were better, but they were all poor. I don't know what they're offering, in it. Like, I don't know what Pepe's offering. I don't know what Pepe's really bringing consistently. I know what we think he can bring. I know what he's not. I want to be wrong on Willian, in it, but I think we should look to terminate that contract as well, like we done with Mkhitaryan, Socrates, and Ozil, three man who really, you could say they all actually might have been mediocre at Arsenal if you believe that, but they all did more than that individual. And Nketiah, not levels in it. He's not ready, man. He's like, away from that, he's just not. He's very reactive. I think he done all right today, better than I've seen him play in recent games. But ultimately, goals are what you need. And we hear man's a poacher, man's clinical, he's this, he's that, he's the third. We never saw that today. He had two chances. Definitely the last one where it was towards the dying embers and he funded it wide was appalling. So love for your super chat, my guy. I don't know what they're bringing to the table, man. I don't know. I really don't know. Definitely with Willian. Like, Willian, if I had to say all three, I'm prepared to cut my losses with all three, but I'd be prepared to keep Pepe just as a squad player. Eddie, offer comes, you're out of it. But Willian, fam, Jack, brother, bro, he needs to go, fam. Like, I don't know what else there is to say in regards. He's just not levels. Some men are just not levels, really and truly. They're just not levels. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, people. There's another super chat as well. It's not allowing me to bring it up, but you've said, Kadzino, love for that super chat. It's not letting me bring up, but Kadzino has said, Deluded, I don't want to see Eddie come on the pitch again. They better keep him for the Q&As on the official channel. Bro, it's harsh, and it is what it is, man. I can't disagree with anything, man, really. He needs to go out on loan, or we need to sell him for a little profit and stuff. Basil has said, we're not at the level of the best Arsenal teams of the early 2000s. Winning doesn't come easy to this team. we need to recognize the level that this current team is at. I don't think anybody is in any doubt in relation to the level of the team, but when we're looking at incidences in relation to playing football, it doesn't, just because of that, it doesn't negate from the fact of if we're playing poorly or whatever, people. So it is what it is, man. Ivan has said, always come here and want to comment something, but you just speak about what I'm speaking. Spot on in everything as always, Deluded. Massive praise. Not quite sure I deserve that quite high praise, but one day I might be, man. And we're a poor team, people. We're a poor team. Please, let's get the likes up, man. Tia Henry has said, we better win all of our league games or win Europa League. I think you're wishing on a star with both of them, Tia. You know, I'd love to win the Europa League. I sure as hell would love to win all our league games. You know, we'd probably win the league mathematically, but it's naive. We're going to drop more points in the league like you saw against Palace. Europa League, I want us to get to a final, but would you reckon our team is cerebral enough and all of those sort of things to bet on your life that, you know, when the pressure is on, we can go and win that Europa League? I don't think so. When we can do this little underdog thing of playing the Cities and playing the Chelseas in the FA Cup, I don't know what spiritual bondage we have with the FA Cup, but it works. The Europa League is a different ball game, and you know, it's how these players pick themselves up. You know, it's how they pick themselves up. Are they going to pick themselves up and learn from what happened today, or are they just, is it going to be la la land and they're going to feel upset today and it's almost like nothing happened on Monday? That's the thing. Like, he is average. There's nothing wrong with being average. You just got to be able to bring something to the table. And I don't think he does. Like, I just feel, you listen, Eddie Nketiah is called clinical. I don't want to sound like a hater, but is he showing you anything clinical? He showed you Everton away. The man is not clinical. And also, you've got to judge strikers on what they're bringing to the table when they're not scoring. You don't really see Eddie Nketiah. You know, when you're not, I feel sorry for him because our midfield's not in the game. So do you really have a chance? If the midfield and Xhaka and El Nene are gone, do you have a chance of getting into the game as a striker? But it's same old, same old. He doesn't give enough problems to the centre halves. He ain't got enough to his game. He tries, but he ain't got enough to his game away from that. And the way the current game is, you either have to, you know, offer a lot as a striker, score goals and the rest, or be an elite goal scorer to the point where man say, like Aubameyang to a degree, your general play can be so-so, but you score a lot of goals. Balogun is neither. Ultimately, he needs to play football. He needs to keep it moving, really and truly. Like, listen, they need to make a decision over Balogun and Eddie, really. It's as simple as that, man. And that's true, you know. If you're not going to play Willian in cup games, when are you? Saying goes for Pepe. They need to stand up to be counted. I blame them. I don't blame actually more so Willian, but I don't blame not playing Pepe. I mean, playing Pepe. They didn't pattern up. It's as simple as that, you know. And Sakura said the Premier League is much more important. We can't take any risks. I understand changing the squad. Fully get changing the squad, you know, for the Premier League. But now you've got to go and make sure you win that Premier League game for me now. Because if you play in the same way, I'm going to ask you, A, what was it for? 2, what did you learn? 3, you haven't got it. Because like I said, it's a 2-legged tie. For me, all right, cool. We're out of the FA Cup. It's gone now. We weren't at it. Can you take that hurt and that pain? More importantly, can you learn the lessons as to what people did or didn't do against Southampton? And in a positive way, use that to give you a result on Tuesday. That's what I want to see. If you don't, then you've told me that A, you can't go into this run of games that we have to face and stand up to be counted. 2, the previous winning run we went on was a false image. It's as simple as that. Simply, people, man. So the league is more important, but again, league important for what? Some might say that's a trophy. We're finishing 7th, 8th. You don't get trophies for that. I'm not saying you're wrong, my guy, but it is what it is. Wayne, I understand that in relation to Balogun, you know, if you know you're a baller, then do what you want, but you better damn perform when you get the chance now, Flo. Whether it's at Arsenal or elsewhere, you know, that's something that's going to be onto him, people. You know, I don't want to harp on. What does a man say? You deluded. This has nothing to do with Ozil. I'm not sure who mentioned Ozil, but all right. Who's speaking about Ozil? Fair play. You know, Balogun should be working in silence, not posting videos on Instagram and Twitter. I feel it because ultimately, when I look at Balogun, I just see a young 19-year-old more often than anything, with a naive dream of wanting to play for Arsenal Football Club. Of course, you should, you know, you got to now make sure you're a baller because he's hell of talking. But I just see a young, naive player. You just not know how he's going around things, people. You know, big up Rennie saying over 500 viewers. Why aren't there at least 250 likes? What the... You know, come on, pattern that up. What are we up to? 236. You lot violating people. Come on. After I'm here, win, lose, or draw, I'm here with you guys, man. Come on, man. Another super chat. Forgive me for missing this out. You said it's a shame that we are accepting this manager. He would drown us. Klopp is a big manager, and it took him 3-5 years to build Liverpool back. Fair play. Love for the super chat, my dude. Man saying Bertrand is coming for the peas. Don't get to be fair, he's won Champions League, bro. Like it's the next Chelsea brother coming to you. He lives in London and plays for Southampton. I'm sure the executives are probably all chatting to each other right now, my guy. Really and truly. What have you said? Some players need to leave our club. Willian is the main name on that list. Pepe has not justified his price tag. He's been at the club for 18 months now. Can't think you're saying, my guy, you know. Bonus has said, if you remove one of Leno, Tierney, Partey, Emil Smith Rowe, Saka, we become still. Facts. If you sell a few fringe players, you can generate an amount of Peter. Fair, dude, I hear that, but can us not be good hustlers then, because we've been trying to sell these, man. We tried to sell Mkhitaryan, he had to go for free. We tried shot Socrates, he had to go for free. We tried shot Ozil, we tried to go for free, you know. All these other man, I know there's bare other man, but there's something with how we're selling players. Even like with Balogun now, the man's walking out for free. He's probably going to turn into a £20 million player minimum. I used to say between him, John Jules, and obviously Eddie, if they're going to make it here, great. And I definitely want Tyrese John Jules to make it here. But minimum, that should be free £20 million players. Before you know it, you've grabbed the 60 there. And again, it's not this easy. But let's just say Reece Nelson doesn't become levels. That's our next 20 there. You know, this is what we need to be doing. Let's just say, all right, cool. Maitland-Niles, there's not a role for you. That's our next 20 there. I know football isn't Football Manager and it isn't this easy. But if we claim to be self-financing and watching our pennies, we need to self-generate better. We're in problems. You know, this is what I'm not to lead the hate, no hating on Eddie, but this is what I'm talking about. Clinical fox in the box. Man, don't see fox in the box. It's like saying you're Hugh Hefner and you've got a couple girl there and they're saying that you're certified and all of these things, and then when it's time to throw it down, you're moving like a rookie. You're selling dreams. You know, he don't know his way around that box. Like he doesn't. I like Eddie, he plays for Haylen, but it's some man, it's just not going to happen, innit? You're not going to, like, again, Eddie can turn into a top striker. He's only 21, 22, but right now, it's not going to happen, man. He needs a loan. He needs to bulk up. It's not even a strength thing. I think he needs to offer more without the ball because, like, I wanted the physical presence against them Southampton lads, but if he was on the last shoulder properly and make it running them ragged, you would harm them in that way. I don't think he's got that intelligence, you know? Bro, if we're going to loan Pepe, might as well just take some peas. Eddie, let's take some peas. Bro, WILLIAN needs, like you said, contract termination. He needs a handshake and a spud. Bro, holding our best player. I don't think there was a bet. I'll give it Leno. I don't think, I feel holding one couple headers, play a couple good passes, but he was on a madness today as well. And I'm a big holding fan, as you know, but he was doing a madness. Gabriel slander, we're going to be quiet about it, but he was doing a madness as well. Bear man, we're just doing a madness, man. You know, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, fam. At least you aren't playing like Liverpool right now. I mean, bro, we need to take that, bro. I would rather that. Bro, we're not self-financing, as you said, or self-sustaining, man. Bro, to be fair with you, Bearman can't do the treble thing, but let's just focus on trying to be someone that can compete. Thomas from Norway said you can't be mad at Eddie, too much pressure on the lad. I've actually, if anything, I'm pretty sure the fans would agree. I've been the nicest to Eddie. I've just highlighted he was iffy, but I actually specifically said I think he played better than people are getting onto him about. And to be fair with you, pressure is a privilege. I get you. We shouldn't be sitting here and saying Smith Rowe, Saka, they're going to be world class. They're going to do this. We need them to do this and that. We should let these young men play. But at the same time, you're number 9 for Arsenal's football club. Whether you're young or not, most people will attribute the ages, but you need to be looking 30 people. You know, this is a club that's had Ian Wright, Thierry Henry, Nicholas Anelka, need that go on. We need to move 30, you know. I've kept it true. I love Martinelli. No one can get onto Martinelli, but Martinelli was poor today. What I go on for him? You know, we always whisper stuff about Martinelli. I've spoken about it. You lot scroll back, man. I've spoken about Balogun's post, my guy. You know, I've spoken about Balogun's post. And to be fair, fans are going to do that. Balogun might be the next big striker. He might be dead in the future. Obviously dead in terms of not being a good baller. He might not be, you know, it might not happen, you know. But the crucial thing is Liverpool said, you know what? He had a decent loan spell in Swansea. We can make a change on him. Simple as that. Man said, don't worry, we controlled the game. When our main guys come back in, we will win 100% in our next game. I hope so. But until Tuesday comes, man can only talk about this thing, you know. Andre has said, DG, in your opinion, what should we prioritize now? Europa League or top six push? If we actually had proper depth, then ideally both, but sadly we don't. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you because you put all your eggs in the Europa League basket. You can't forfeit the league. We've played 19 games. There's halfway. There's still a bunch of points. So for me, finishing as high as we can, putting some respect back on any sort of thing we can do to put respect on our team, right some sort of wrongs, and just finish mathematically as high as we can. That's what we need to be aiming for. It's both, my guy. You need to. When I say that, I'm not even thinking of top six and them things there. I'm just thinking there's 19 games. Try and finish respectively. Whatever happens, happens. You're in the Europa League. Regardless, anyone that's in any competition, of course, you adjust your expectations, but you're in it to win it. Simple as. And we ain't won that. You know, I haven't seen my club in my lifetime win a European trophy. So it has to be both. But like you said, we ain't got the depth. We ain't got the consistency. We don't know what team is going to turn up. We've turned up. We've got to finals and man are losing 4-1 and them things there. So it is what it is. I don't think, you know, we've been on a decent run. We don't need to harp on about things. But for me, well, Liz just playing the same way. And when I said this against West Brom and Brighton, man sat here and called me negative when it's just looking at things without balance, man. With balance, apologies. And that's the point, you know. Pepe did have he made the most key chances and he created the most. But again, what does that mean? There's no goals being scored. He was poor. Willian was poor. Everyone was poor. And as you said, the whole team was trash. So I don't know what there is to relax about. Give me whatever you're smoking, but it is what it is. You don't need to troll. Please don't spam to make your point. It's not that hard. You know, I will see it. No, man, we have to keep it trill, man. I do agree with you, Sandro, in that the difference with Martinelli, there's always a chance he can make something happen. But at the same time, he was poor today, innit? Isolated to this game, he did nothing. Simple as that. Like, everybody was poor. There's no saving no one. Everyone was poor. Pepe created the most chances. And I feel people being harsh on Pepe and Eddie when there's man that played poorly, way worse than them, but they was appalling. Tia said, when was the last time El Nene and Willian had a good game? Don't worry, I'll wait. Psh. To be fair, now Willian, you know what? Partey's been on a stinker for a minute still. Willian's been on a stinker. El Nene's been on a stinker. Even when we've won, you're gonna have to wait a bit longer because I ain't got nothing for you still. You're right though. And they got their chance, they didn't take it. For me, this should mean the chances aren't there. But the only one I can be vexed at is Willian because the El Nene one, I get it. There's a bit of rotation aspect. The Pepe one, I get it. The Willian one, I get it. But it's like Willian keeps putting in bummy performances and you keep playing him. So where are these non-negotiables? You keep telling me he trains well and all of these things. To be fair, I hear that. You've got to train well. Train the way you play. But if he's, I just said it there, train the way you play. How are you're not playing the way you allegedly train? Because you must be Ronaldinho in training or Cristiano and R9 together. On the field, I'm not seeing anything. You're looking like you're playing over at Craig Park. I don't know. What have you said? Analysts, not coaches or manager qualified. So it's basically the easiest job in the world is to criticize everything, doing it all for likes and subscribers on their channels. I'm just commenting because I love the football club. We can comment. We all know that, everybody's got an opinion. Everybody thinks they'll do an easier job. We know it's hard to be a manager or whatever. But I have to ask you, do you go on everybody's channels? I don't think you're actually saying this about me, but do you go on everybody's channels and say that when people are analyzing victories, fans have the right to comment and speak consistently? But if saying that makes you feel like you have some sort of oracle knowledge above everybody else and some solace, I don't fault you. You do get some special Arsenal fans. You get the few much football fans who want to just look at things in general, praise and critique fairly. Fans that live in Disney channel and just everything's great. Fans that just, everybody's saying I'm done with this club. I'm all of this, I'm all of that. And on the third, just based off this loss, but they were gassing it to high heavens a few weeks ago. Football brings out the illogical emotions in guys. So whatever point you was making, big up yourself, my guy, regardless, man. It's absolutely a madness, man. Should we review the player? I didn't miss your super chat, my guy. Unless you said another one, I did not miss your super chat. I'll specifically make sure I don't miss those, but I'll circle back. Oh, you said another one, my guy. Apologies. You did. Apologies. I can't two super chats. I can't bring them up. You lot are moving mad, and my moderators aren't actually helping me, people. But love for the next super chat. Love for that, my guy. You said El Nene. You said Eddie, El Nene, Pepe, Willian, Arteta, all dead wood. I feel it's more on the players today. Obviously Arteta's the one that played him. The ones that played these players. So it has to be with Arteta in the rotation. But I blame the players more today, my guy. Personally, you're allowed to think what you think, and good opinions. Dial Square One has said, DG, this loss was all about character and attitude. And for me, Xhaka's fake leader routine allows some man to hide, but MA is loved up to him. I'm not going to get into individuals. I think there was no leaders. I'm seeing when the camera pans to Bellerin and he's talking after the game and before it and at half time, it looks amazing. But I never saw people leading by example, Dial. I never saw people leading by example. I never saw people standing up to be counted. I never saw one player that looked like, what? I am going to die on, if you want to take 3 points from man or go through to the next round of the FA Cup, you're taking this over my dead body. I never saw none of that today, my guy. So love for your super chat as well. Football Squared has said, pray that was the last chance for certain players. It's not, bro. Man done prayed, bro. Man done do all the praying, bro. Man done it. Like, it is what it is. And this is why I'm at the point now where I'm like, you know what, man, Willian, man's going to give you a chance. Willian, go do your thing. I want you to play well. You lot that was in my live stream. What did I say at the start? I'm like, I got a feeling Willian might make something happen. He's going to have a good game. I tried that positive affirmation or whatever they call it. I don't want no players to do wrong. I don't have no agendas against anyone that plays for Arsenal Football Club. Do I think some players are not good enough? Do I think some men are better than others? Do I think some men need to lead the club? Of course, I'm entitled to have that opinion. But once you put on the shirt, whether I rate you or not, which I ain't got time for Pepe, Bellerin, Xhaka, Willian, Bearman, I'll keep saying the same 7 players that we'd all say the only ones I've got time for. But I want every player to do well, El Nene bossed it at Old Trafford, but what the hell's he done since? He's been poor in the last 5-6 games, literally, El Nene was all right defensively, fair play. I see a man who lost the ball for the goals. So it all depends what you want to call that. It was a poor game from everyone. Everyone was poor, man. Someone has said, love the flexibility with opinions, bro. Love, man. It is what it is. Thomas has said, we're football fans. We're football fans, man. It is what it is. We're allowed our opinions, man. We're allowed our opinions. Famalam, 2 shots in 20 appearances for Willian. Sackable offense. It's good that he ain't John Wick or nothing, in it, or no one's gonna dead. Like, it is what it is. Other man, this is what I don't understand about Arteta. Like, it's clear he's a favorite, or you want to see him play through form, but it's not like Willian's a young man, or Willian's shown that he's previously been a 20 goal scoring winger that, you get him on form, he moves cruddy. Of course, I want Willian to find form, but at the same time, bro, 2 shots in 20 appearances, he's harming us, bro. Like, he's harming us. He's playing against us, sort of thing. I don't think he wants to play poor, but he's capped. And the more you play him, the more, like, for me, I don't even look at Willian. I'm not asking Willian why you played poor. Obviously, it's his fault. But man like Willian now, it gets to a point where I ask Arteta, because you're playing him. He's not picking himself. He never played 90 minutes. What's going on in that regards, man? Matt, I told you, happy birthday once again, my brother. But I told you, don't think Arsenal are going to give you that. Go and do something else for your birthday. Don't let them do that to you. Unfortunate but true, man. MP has said, collectively we were poor. Something surely uneasy in the dressing room. I don't think it's that. When it's time to turn it on, the fight's not there, fam. Like, you can't engineer fight, We might have them little moments where we'll galvanize the troops and we'll pull a good result, like in the FA Cup, like against Chelsea recently, like United, somebody mentioned in relation to El Nene. But that consistency, where that becomes a minimum, desire, spirit, heart, determination. We praise this at Arsenal when we win these games because there's a lack of it. That should be a minimum. Wanting to win, passion. This is anything. It's like you lot on my YouTube channel. You lot praise me for being consistent. Surely that's a minimum from me. Unless I'm being consistent, how can I get anywhere? So I shouldn't be praised for it. That's the sort of attitude I take to when I'm looking at these footballers. Arteta shouldn't tell you the ramifications of winning, losing. Some of you lifted that very trophy a few months ago. So for me, once again, you're taking that over my dead body. Or at the same time, St. Mary's is a ground that scares a lot of Arsenal fans, myself included, and a ground that we have difficult performances and games at, to put it nicely. Some of you have been there when we played there. Most of you were there when we drew 1-1 against Southampton. So there was plenty of reasons for these men to wake up today and say, we're winning today. I'm making the difference. In the same way, them Southampton, man, they were on it today. Man to a man, you probably couldn't pick a man of the match, away from us playing poor. So I don't think it's anything to do with being uneasy in the dressing room. And I would question these guys' mentalities if after being so positive and winning all these games, suddenly after you lost one game, everything's gone out the window. I'd really ask questions of them mentally. So it is what it is, man, in that regards. Bro, I think it's a false image personally. You know, I get you. They weren't playing, but I do think it's a false image because we do go on these runs. It's like the FA Cup run towards the end of the season. We go on these little runs. I said it at the start of this year before we went into this mad sort of, that like a previous time where we was, the Wolves, the Villas, all of them games there when we was really poor. Do you remember how we beat West Ham 2-1 and then Leicester in the league and then we turned it around against Sheffield United? I was saying from then games are flat. The result is flattering us. We need to do this and that. And it's only now that it's in typical fashion. When we've lost, everybody wants to have this talk. Do you get it? I'm not saying you, I'm just making the general point. Kel Cole is saying the next 5 league games will show what Arsenal are really on. Bro, what are Arsenal on, fam? It's that simple. I agree. But I think we've already seen what we're on. But I definitely agree with that. Still, it's facts there, man. Facts there. Big up all the Twitch gang as well, man. Bro, I hear that, but I feel all of that's irrelevant, my guy. Obviously, I get it indirectly. We get some better depth players, but all the trust in I don't think it's a thing about talking about trust in the process or if Arteta's the man long term. I'm just looking isolated to this game, what we've done or not done, and I don't feel it's been good enough, really and truly. Simple as that. You'll beat United, boy. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. Let's hope so, man. It is what it is. Really is what it is. Should we talk about the player ratings, people, the player performances? Please make sure you're hitting the like button as well, people. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. The Sam Football YouTube channel. Are you also live on Twitch? Yep. As you can see by K Swift the legend, the winning run was a facade. West Brom was on the ropes already. Chelsea was shaky. We held the ball in the corner against Brighton for 1-0. Newcastle bottled the win. Glad we won, but stay grounded. And I think two truths can be right. I think you're fully true on that. I think, as much as I agree, and this is what I agree, I think you have to, Arsenal, in the same way teams were beating us when we was poor, you can only play the team in front of you. Whether Chelsea was shaky or not, West Brom, Brighton, whatever, we got the wins. But I definitely agree, when it's time to play against a team where nothing's going wrong, you see what we're on. So I 100% agree. Andre is saying it's a must win. It's as simple as that, man. Can we take this loss as a blessing in disguise? No, we can't, because we've been down here. We've said, we're going out in here. It's more time to focus on this. No. With all due respect, my guy, no. Let's talk about the player ratings, or get into the player ratings better yet, people. Let's review player ratings. Now, please allow me 1 second, people, as I get the names up and all of those sort of things. In fact, as I normally do for you guys, we make it a bit interactive in that, people. So let me scroll all the way down. Scroll all the way down. Get that out of shot. So yeah, start with Leno. So yeah, people, start there in the screen. Leno, I'll give Leno a 6, maybe a 7. I'll give him a 6. I can't argue Leno. Your distribution was good. They weren't your fault. There's nothing else you could in it. There was nothing else I could demand. The Wi-Fi at the Emirates is weak. Apologies, people. We're gonna have to just ride this out, people. I can't lie to you. Almost at the end, I'm gonna say, let me get the starting lineup out, people, because I've lost my starting lineup now. Apologies. We're gonna get going in a second, people. So yeah, man. Starting with Leno. I'm giving Leno a 6 performance. Day really, nobody performed over 7. It weren't like Leno was he could get a 7. He didn't make car saves, but I've been a bit OTT personally. Leno, I'm gonna give Leno a 6. Me, Leno's my man of the match, really and truly. I couldn't have asked Leno to do anything personal. In fact, but I'll give Leno a 7 because I'm always to Leno. He didn't have a lot to do, but I feel his distribution was good, and now I'm getting flashbacks of how do you call it, when he collected his cross and stuff, and that's an area of my shaky with Leno, but he showed me something. So I think if Leno was 7, it should be a 6, but I'm a 7. I think he deserved to have, Gabriel was rusty today, to put it nicely, bro. He was a 4. He was a calamity today, put it nicely, Walking Hazard. You can see that. I blame him. He was poor, I feel Holding gets a 4 as well. I don't feel Gabriel's own goal was his, but he just, it was off the pace today. Undoubtedly, clearly off the pace. It was obviously off the pace. So the centre halves, they get off me. Bellerin, I have to get a 4 as well. I think Bellerin did slightly better today, but then he has to get a 4. He just weren't at it. Them weren't at it today. Crossing weren't there. The partnership with Pepe, one make and all these sort of things just weren't it's there today. So it's 4s. Cedric, someone's telling me Cedric could get a 5. I don't think Cedric was bad today, but also ineffective. Apologies, people. Oh man, we're so close, man. We're so close. We're so close to being done. Let me stop for a sec. Someone tell me calm, people. I ain't talking to you. But tell me I'm calm, people. No, I'm just gonna do this, people. I'm gonna go 4 for him, man. I'm gonna go over. I hear what you isn't scoring. He had that one chance and got a bleed. I think he tried, but ultimately I didn't see enough from our fullbacks. Centre halves were all over the place. Let me try. Did that fix people? Did that fix anything? Either way, Cedric gets a 4. I might off, but either way, Cedric gets a 4. Who else? So that's the members of the back 4, all with 4s. El Nene, El Nene didn't do his thing today. He made a miss with a goal as well. So holds a 3. Xhaka holds a 4. I don't lie. I don't think Martinelli was dead. Martinelli 4. Willian 2. Pepe, I think Pepe gets a 4 as well. He created some chances, just did nothing. It's just was really and truly. Maybe even Pepe's flirting with a 3. I can't sit there and say that, man. Is there? I think Eddie and Nketiah 4. When the chances came, he didn't do his job. Simple as. Partey, you know what? Lacazette weren't really on long in the game, so I'll say NA, but I don't think, did okay in what he could. That's it. Him, when it comes to Partey, I think it's a calm 5 for Partey, and I think it's a 5 for Saka, really and truly, man. I don't think there is a man of the match. I think everyone was poor. I don't think the fringe players took their opportunities, and it is in that regard, people. Literally, it is what it is. Not gonna harp on. Like, it's disappointing. Moving it. There isn't else we can do now, and it is what it is. What are you guys saying for ratings? So that's me. That's when it comes to the ratings. What are you guys saying? Can't be bothered with subs. WILLIAN and Nketiah 1. Partey did okay. So crazy people, created that easy chance for him. Yep, fair play. Nah, I think you're playing favourites. Martinelli was poor today as the match. I don't want to call alarm. Make sure you DG